If we follow God's precepts as His messengers, there will be moments of misunderstanding, trial, and rejection. But we will be strengthened and sustained by the grace of God. The Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 6, verse 1 to 6, we see the first reaction of the people in the synagogue to Jesus' words was one of astonishment. St. Luke says they were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips. But St. Mark says that they asked one another, where did this man get all this? They knew Jesus only as a carpenter from a poor family with no formal training in Mosaic law. Certainly, they thought Jesus had gone far beyond the proper place of a humble carpenter. Jesus' neighbors did not expect this carpenter's son to be skilled in interpreting the scriptures. They also could not understand how a mere carpenter could be their powerful, wealthy, political Messiah who would liberate them from Roman rule and re-establish the Davidic kingdom of power and glory. Besides, crowds were angry with Jesus. Not only did not work any miracles in Nazareth, but cited them with prophetic courage for their lack of faith, then left them to proclaim God's message through a preaching, healing ministry to those who would receive it and believe. Friends, the story of Jesus' rejection by his own people in Nazareth is a story that we can identify with, because it is a story that has happened to most of us. We might have experienced the pain of rejection caused by hurts, wounds, betrayal, broken families, abandonment, violated trust, trauma, neglect, or abuse in its various forms. Often, our friends, families, or childhood companions fail to listen to and refuse to accept the words of grace, love, and encouragement that we offer to them because they are so familiar with us as we were that they are unable to see us as God's instruments, the agents of God's healing and saving grace. We also should reflect and see ourselves. How often do we discount God's agents through prejudice? How often do we fail to see God's image in them because of our own hard-heartedness? We must realize that God's power is always available to transform even the most unlikely people. In the face of rejection, we would be wise to follow the advice of St. Paul, who said, "Be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down on your anger." We need to learn from our rejections. We are not perfect, and we do not always get it right. But we need to keep coming back until we do get it right. Every rejection can be a lesson if we stay open to new possibilities and new opportunities. God is present, giving us His message through our nearest and dearest and our neighbors and co-workers. Since God uses them as His prophets to convey His message to us, it is our duty to acknowledge and honor them. A word of appreciation for the staffs, for our cooks, for the neighbor who is always ready to share our happiness and sorrow, for the friends who have given us time, support, and attention during a recent bereavement or a tragedy in our life. All are our proper responses to God's messengers of love and light. We must never remain silent in the face of evil for fear of being thought politically incorrect. Jesus was not against conflict if it promoted truth, Jesus taught us to give respect and freedom to others without encouraging sinful behavior. Love does not tolerate destructive behavior, but nevertheless, it sometimes causes. We can be kind, charitable, and honest and forgiving as we speak forth our own convictions as Jesus did in the synagogue. May God bless each one of us.